Hello and a very warm welcome to the second edition of the IAAF World Relays. We're in the beautiful capital of Nassau in the Bahamas, and last year we had 3 world records at the inaugural event, the possibility of more to come with more athletes and an increased prize fund. We have the privilege of being your commentary team for this second edition of the IAAF World Relays at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium in Nassau. And John Rawling, you've been looking at the sprints.
And we've got some cracking races to look forward to as well, I think, Ronald. In 2014, so far as the men's one lap was concerned, Jamaica won that, Johan Blake on the anchor leg. This time, though, no Johan Blake, he's injured. There will be one Usain Bolt, and that promises to make that very special. But they have some great opposition, particularly from the United States. A powerful team, Tyson Gay, Justin Gatlin. They beat Jamaica in the Penn Relays, so they're a team who are in form. That's going to be good. So far as the women's one lap's concerned, well, the USA, they're a favourites. Alison Felix coming into the team who won last time out. She's a 3-time world 200-metre champion, also a former world 100-metre champion in Carmelita Jetta. So that's going to be interesting. Trinidad and Tobago and a very good British team in action in that race. And also maybe something for the locals. The Bahamas also expected to go well. So far as the 2-lap race is concerned, in the men's, again, look to the Jamaicans. They set a world record last time out. Usain Bolt coming in here, they could go very fast again, but the Americans who were disqualified in the final last time, they've got a point to prove and got some big hitters there like Justin Gatlin or Wallace Spearman, and of the others, St Kitts and Nevis, maybe Trinidad and Tobago, and maybe even France getting into the shake-up. The women's 2-lap race, United States champions last year, they're going to be the favourites, a really strong squad and a brilliant junior called Kaylin Whitney, who's just 17 years old, coming into their team. Jamaica 3rd last time, and the Bahamas could also go quickly as well, so much to look forward to.
Indeed. In the 4-lap relay, well, that's an event that holds a special place in the affections of the Bahamas, and in the men's event, that perhaps represents their best chance of occupying top spot on the podium. They came in 2nd place last year, just 0.3 seconds behind the winners, the USA, and Ramon Miller is inside the team taking the anchor leg. He led them to Olympic glory in London 2012. He's now going to be taking the anchor leg here in the Bahamas, we believe. But the USA, they're going to be the team to beat. They've got all of the quartet back from last year's winning squad, bar Christian Taylor, the triple jump specialist, but he's been replaced by Kyle Clemens, who was part of the World Championship winning team indoors in Sopot last year, where they set that world record. And they've also got the venerable Jeremy Warner, the man who dominated the 1-lap event between 2004 and 2007, but he's not gone sub 45 since 2012. For the women, well, it's difficult to look past the USA. They've got all of the quartet back from last year with the addition of Francina McCrory, the world indoor champion. She's added to the squad. Jamaica may push them. They set the world leading time in the Continental Cup in Marrakech last year. 3 of that Continental Cup squad were Jamaican, and 2 of them are here in the Bahamas contesting for the black, gold and green. So plenty of excitement to come in the 1-lap relay event. It's the event that's going to open and conclude the 2nd edition of the IAAF World Relays, and you can bet that the locals will be cheering like crazy in a bid to get top spot, particularly in the men's event. Peter Matthews, you've been looking at the 800 metres.
Yeah, the 8-lap races, the 4x800 metre runners, longer distances, of course, but plenty to get excited about. Now, the men's, well, now last year we had 3 world records, and the men's 4x800 is one where there could be a world record, I think. Kenya last year won it, despite one of their runners really running a suicidal race. He went out in 49 seconds and came back in 59. That was young Alfred Kilpregat. Well, now, the world record is 7:02:43. I think that could be within the capabilities of the Kenyans. They will start as favourites, but there are 2 very strong teams up against them as well. The Poles, who have the formidable pair of Schott and Lewandowski, and also the Americans, who will have a very strong team. I wouldn't look beyond those 3 teams for podium spots, I think. And then when it comes to the women's 4x800, again the 8-lap race for then, the USA will start as clear favourites. They won last year, and they can call on the likes of world indoor champion Chantel Price. They can call on Maggie Vesey, and welcoming back to the sport after her pregnancy, Alicia Montana. They will be very strong. Could be a fascinating race, though. There's quite a lot of other nations in there who could be challenging. Look out for the Cubans, for instance. Last year, the Russians came in third. Well, they're not here this year. But nonetheless, I think both those distance races will be fascinating. And of course, last year we had 4x1500 metre races, and this year we're going to have a new event, and Steve Ovett's going to tell us about the distance medley relay.
Right, the distance medley relay, DMR as it's known in America, has been run many times over there in the collegiate system, and the Americans really could be the favourites, I think, undoubtedly in the women's event. They already broke the world record indoors this year, but that quartet is not here this year. They'll be challenged, as always, by the big teams from other countries, including maybe Bahrain, which is an outsider for both the women's and the men's for a podium position. In the men's race, it's very difficult. You've got the obvious problems of running different distances here, as opposed to last year when it was 4 times the 1500 metres. This time you've got 3 laps, then you've got 1 lap, 2 laps and 4 laps. So tactics can come in. And the Kenyans obviously last year dominated the 4 times 1500 metres with that marvellous world record, anchored by Abel Kiprot, the world Olympic champion. But unfortunately this year he's not here. But we've got Chariot and Rotich of Kenya, who are obviously talented athletes and could produce a marvellous result and perhaps even a world record. But as I said before, it's an open event this year, never been run before at the World Championships, 2 possible world records on the cards, and a great way to finish the championships.
And the world records will be special for athletes. Just to remind ourselves, $50,000 on offer, and there are targets for these new events as well. So we've got a lot to look forward to. So from the 4 of us, we're looking forward to a great 2 days of athletics here in Nassau.